Hey, I'm John Cannell, and today on Preppy Kitchen we're making an easy and delicious potato salad. So let's get started. First off, grab 3 pounds of Yukon Gold russet or red skin potatoes. If you want to peel the potatoes, you can. I like leaving the skin on for a bit of extra texture. I'm going to cut these into roughly 1-inch sized pieces. Remember, each bite full should have different things, not just one piece of potato, so cut accordingly. For your piece size, you're going to want to have 3/4 to 1-inch sized pieces, and I like to go on the smaller side of that. As you cut your potatoes, transfer those into a large pot. These guys have to get cooked. For this recipe, you could use Yukon Gold russet or red skin potatoes. I'm using Yukon Gold today because they're really creamy and I love the texture of them. This kind of potato salad has vaguely German origins, but like anything involving potatoes or tomatoes, it's not that old since these came from the Americas. Once pre-made mayonnaise became popular, so did potato salad. The traditional potato salads would have had oil and vinegar, but once mayonnaise became commercialized and really popular, so did a potato salad that was creamy and mayo-based. That would be in the 20th century in America. My potatoes are all chopped up and in the pot, so now we're gonna cover these in about 2 inches of water and pop them over heat. We're gonna add 2 teaspoons of salt to give it some flavor. Just like when you make pasta, you should always salt the water when you're boiling potatoes. We're gonna bring this to a boil and then simmer for 10 to 15 minutes or until the potatoes are fork tender. In the meantime, we have a little bit of prep work to do. While my potatoes are boiling away, you're gonna grab 2 stalks of celery, cut them down the middle and get to chopping. By the way, if you like my videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's 2 new recipes every single week. Set that aside on your cutting board. In my humble opinion, fresh herbs are one of the stars of this. We have the satiating creaminess of the potatoes. We're gonna have some eggs in here, but this provides so much lovely vegetal subtle flavor. Grab your favorite herbs. I'm using a combination of dill and parsley, and we're just gonna chop this up so it's nice and fine. You should be aiming for roughly 1/4 cup of fresh herbs. You could add more if you like, very easily. Any of the larger stalks can just go away. For me, potato salad is a summer must. I love making a big batch, and you can have it over the course of a couple of days. It goes with so many things, and it's great for just pulling an easy meal together. Herbs set aside. A little bit of bite and some extra crunch will come from a finely diced red onion. You'll want about 1/2 cup. All these measurements are fairly arbitrary. You can change the proportions to your taste. So if you like things a little bit more crunchy, add more celery. We have eggs in this as well. If you want more hard-boiled eggs, double or triple that number. I like to halve my onions and then cut them lengthwise, but not to the root tip, and then turn and give them a nice chop. Pickles add a lovely flavor here too. About 1/2 cup, again, finely chopped. It's not an ad for Grillos, I just like them. Give these guys a nice chop. You probably know this already, but think of this recipe as an easy and delicious potato salad base. You can add so many of your favorite flavors here. For example, if you like things a little bit extra spicy, I would chop some jalapenos up in here. My mom likes to add a nice healthy dose of smoked paprika in, so you could add as much, as little, or none of that as you please. Take flavors that you like and add them in. I guarantee you'll like the recipe more for it. This might be a hot take, but I think potato salad has to have hard-boiled eggs in it. I grew up that way, and that's how my recipe is. But you can omit these if you don't agree and don't like that. And to be honest, I toned it down. When my mom made potato salad, there was like a dozen eggs in there. And it was so good. But could there be potatoes in your egg salad? Anyhow, I boiled these just before we started filming, so they're cool to the touch now. And I'm just giving them like a rough chop. They're so delicate that they're gonna break apart a little bit more when we mix this together, so I would err on the side of caution and larger pieces. My prep is done, and I just heard my potatoes coming to a boil. Take those down to a simmer and simmer away until they're fork tender, then we'll drain them. My potatoes have been simmering away for a bit, so yes, they are officially fork tender. We're gonna drain these into a colander to get rid of all that excess water. And now we're gonna spread this onto a sheet pan. Give it a little shimmy. I plopped my potatoes onto that baking sheet just so the steam can kind of get away and they dry out a little bit more. While those cool down, grab a medium bowl and transfer your red onions to that. These guys have a bite, but it's too strong. We need to deflame them. And deflaming is simply using an acid like vinegar or lemon juice to soak the onions. You almost give them a very quick pickle and it just takes the bite off. 2 tablespoons should be more than enough. Give it a shimmy and set this aside for 10 minutes as well. So in 10 minutes, we'll come back and get to work. After 10 minutes of cooling, we're gonna transfer everything to a big mixing bowl. So start with the potatoes. Get that all in there, and this potato salad will last in an airtight container in your fridge for up to 4 days. So it's great for meal prepping too. A little bit of potato salad at lunch. For some extra flavor, we're gonna drizzle another 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar right on top of these potatoes. Let's give them a good toss. We're gonna set this aside for just a minute and go back to our onions. Our red onions will form the base of our dressing, basically. I'm gonna add half a cup, or about 100 grams of mayo right into this bowl. Half a cup of sour cream, about 120 grams. The sour cream is cool, it's creamy, it has a nice little tang to it, so you're getting more and more flavor. Now we want about 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. You could use your favorite mustard. Does not have to be Dijon. 1 teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of black pepper. Give this a stir to combine. Nice and smooth, lovely. Back to our potatoes. To my potatoes, we're gonna add our celery, our pickles, and our eggs. Transfer your dressing in. I swear, this is not the most photogenic thing, but it's so delicious. If you have any twists on potato salad, let me know in the comments. I love hearing about things. Some people, for example, will tea smoke their eggs that go in here, which is extra triggering for people who don't like eggs. Stir this gently to coat. You don't want to break the potatoes and eggs apart, so be nice and gentle. If desired, you could stir in a splash of pickle juice. Gonna give you a little bit of extra bite. Finally, fold in the herbs. Honestly, if you added these in along with everything else at the beginning, it would have been fine. You can also reserve some extra herbs just to sprinkle on top at the end for serving. Sprinkle with some paprika to garnish, and just like that, your potato salad is ready to enjoy. It's my recipe, but I really feel this is a perfect potato salad. Creamy, crunchy, full of flavor, and it's just so satisfying. I hope you get a chance to make this easier recipe, and if you like my videos, hit that subscribe button and check out my summer playlist.